Hello, thank you for joining me for lesson 27 of our daily Sefer HaMitzvos class. If you're confused why I had another one earlier today, we had a connection issue, so I'm redoing it. So the lesson today is on positive mitzvah number 13, which is the mitzvah to wear tefillin on the arm. And it says in Deuteronomy 6:8, and you shall bind them for a sign upon your arm. So this is a mitzvah for Jewish men, particularly when saying the Shema. It's definitely the right time to wear tefillin at that time. They say that somebody who says the Shema, who's a Jewish man, who's past bar mitzvah, and isn't wearing tefillin is like a false witness. Um, the tefillin on the arm and the tefillin on the head are considered two separate mitzvahs. So if one found themselves in the situation where they only had access to one or the other, they would say the appropriate bracha, the appropriate blessing for that, and do that mitzvah. But generally, we put on the arm tefillin and then the head tefillin. Then we say the Shema, which we talked about earlier, which mentions putting on the tefillin on the arm and on the head. The placement of the tefillin is that the tefillin for the arm goes on the bicep, on the inner arm, and when the arm is placed down, the tefillin comes into contact against the body, opposite the heart, and the tefillin for the head is, of course, resting over the mind, over the head, and the we want to always have Hashem's word close to our heart, and we want to have Hashem's word on our mind. And this is a way we do it in a physical sense, and we should also have them literally in our mind, filling our thoughts with Hashem's words, and filling our emotions with directing those emotions and those desires with our mind. The one thing that's I thought was kind of interesting, that it says in Mishnah Torah for this mitzvah, is that the Sadducees, they looked at the Hebrew and they said, oh, well, the Hebrew says on your hand, so they would actually wear the tefillin on their hand. And then it says that you should wear it, the head tefillin between your eyes, and so they wear the tefillin right here between their eyes. And boy, that seems to make sense, right? But nobody else is ever doing that except these heretics. The Sadducees, they did not believe, they did not either understand or believe the prophets, and they denied the resurrection of the dead. They denied the coming of a Messiah who would bring world peace. These it's interesting to sometimes see people say, oh, well, what they did made sense, but here they were complete heretics, and denied the faith of the Bible as we believe it. One last thought: the tefillin, since they contain the name of Hashem, in fact, the tefillin are considered holier than even the turban of the high priest, because the turban of the high priest had a gold thing. It's called a tzitz, like a little crown on the front of it, that said "Holy to the Lord," and so it said Hashem's name on it, and that made it holy, a holy object. And the tefillin, though, are considered even holier than that because they contain Hashem's name. I believe 21 times is what Mishnah Torah said. So they're an extremely holy object, and they should be treated with respect. We They're things that we do and don't do while we're wearing our tefillin. There are places we do and don't go, and uh, there are even aromas that we try not to be around while we're wearing them because it's like a Torah scroll on our arm and on our head. So if you're a Jewish guy, I recommend that you wear a tefillin. That you do it once a day on weekdays. We don't wear them on Shabbat. We don't wear them on holidays. Um, but we do wear them on the weekdays, and there's reasons behind all that. But I'm not going to get into all of that right now because I have a book on my shelf this thick that just goes through the laws of tefillin, and it's all very interesting stuff. But that would be a whole separate class. But if you're a Jewish guy, and if you don't own a set of tefillin, speak to your local Chabad rabbi, your local Orthodox rabbi, or somebody here at our shul, and we'd be happy to help you learn how to start putting on tefillin. And there's no reason to waste any time in doing this mitzvah. As long as there's daytime hours, you still have a chance to get that mitzvah done, and hopefully, this is a thought that maybe you haven't learned yet. But every little mitzvah we do is hastening the coming of the Messiah. That's what we believe. We're not doing mitzvahs so much for our own salvation. We're doing our mitzvahs for the salvation of the world. So may our Messiah come speedily and in our days. Have a wonderful day. Be blessed in every way today. Goodbye. You're smiling at the